Alright, sorry for delays. Welcome back to Theothon, and all the runs are done. And we have entered the ending ceremony for the entire event. So, real quick, just want to thank everyone who could be here today. I know people are busy, have lives and stuff, so I really appreciate everyone who's been here so far, and everyone who's still here in chat with me in. Oh, hold on. Everyone who's here with me in Discord as well. Looks like we have another €100 anonymous donation as well. Just let me reload the page real quick, see if I'm missing any donation message. Nope, just €100 from anonymous and no message, but thank you so much for your generosity, which means we have raised €1,565.01 to fight the Stroke Foundation, which is absolutely incredible. For those of you who have been sticking around, we have been raising money in the name of Theo. Unfortunately, Theo had suffered a stroke in his life, and it actually hindered his ability to do simple tasks. This included getting dressed, for example, or even playing video games. So, towards the end of his life, he unfortunately couldn't, do the thing he loved, which was, playing the games like The Last Guardians. However, despite all of this, he still was very active in the community, and he would always be active in other people's Twitch chats who were playing The Last Guardian as well, and that was absolutely, so phenomenal. He was just always there, and so supportive of everyone. He really did love the game, and we showed his hotfix run yesterday as the closing event. And if you go back and watch that, you'll just be able to tell, his way of commentary is, very different, but it's just full to the brim of just, lore and knowledge. He had the Last Guardian art book as well, and he actually had so much, insight that even we, some of us runners, didn't even realize or know. So yeah, shouts to that. And I think I have a very special song for you to play before we get into some closing words. So, before Theo passed, he actually redeemed a song redemption in Sancho Panda's stream. And I can't remember which song he wanted a parody of, but unfortunately he sorry. He wasn't able to make it for the end, so Sancho ended up writing this instead. And thankfully Ruby Heart, who is with us right now in chat as well, was able to do a duet. I've heard this song before. Sancho kept sending me samples and asking my opinion on it, and it's just phenomenal. Hopefully I can get that up for you in just 1 second on my end. So change this, up this. There was a problem with audio file. It looks like we're gonna have to download it. $54 megabytes? What's in this thing? Ah, I gotta love tech. Ah, we got sound. Right, so I'm gonna go ahead and mute my mic and just play this out for everyone. Hope you all enjoy.
When we first met, we were enemies. You hypnotized and abducted me. You stole me from my home the first time you swallowed me whole.
But not the last time.
Nope.
Well, at least I didn't chew.
You know, that's a good point.
Please don't take it personally. I was so brainwashed, you see, but then lightning striked and changed our lives that fateful night.
I'll say, I woke up with these sweet tattoos.
Oh, look at you. You're like a little Pre-Malone.
Wearing that armor must be tough. I'll pull the lever, Kronk, to help you take it off.
But first, I'm feeling hungry.
How about some mountain berry blast boy puree?
Actually, it's pronounced puree.
Okay, just eat. Feeling better?
So much better. Let's be best friends!
The shiny mirror gives you disco eyes. Our laser pointed, and to my surprise, your tail blasts down walls, rips through armors, and they fall.
Hey, my paws can kill armor too.
Yeah, but do they always?
Yes.
Do they?
No. That spooky stained glass gets me mesmerized. It's swinging back and forth across the skies. Could you please risk your life to remove it from my side?
Sure, I don't think that's too much to ask.
Well, if you fall, I can get you with my tail, maybe.
Maybe. I almost drowned when you swam away, but you came back around to save the day. Feels like I've been stuck here an age.
Here's a helpful nudge, there's no need to rage.
Hey, thank you, Trico, for helping me out of my shell.
Don't you mean cage?
Well, it's a metaphor.
I don't get it.
You helped me, be braver, kinder. Come out of my shell.
Yeah, I'm not feeling it. Try again.
All right, how's this then? If you were my aeroplane, I would need no baggage claim. You're always there to lift me up and keep me safe.
Oh, like emotional baggage?
Yeah.
I guess that's better.
Okay, Sassy Pants, you give it a try then.
If my life were a melody, you'd be the perfect harmony to keep the beat and help me stay on key.
Key. There you go. Trico, what's that scratching noise? Trico, stop pawing the microphone.
It's so shiny.
Trico, stop. Look over here. Look at the sheet music.
Mm-hmm.
Trico, look at the music.
Oh, it's my turn. Okay, here we go. Me. After the third time I regurgitated, you were so hard to resuscitate. I nearly lost my mind, but when you woke, I felt so blind. Sorry about that, by the way.
Hey, you're not called the great man-eating eagle Turico for nothing. They ripped my heart out when they ripped your tail. But in the end we used it to prevail. The master of the tower has lost all of his power.
I feel bad for the other Tricos, though.
But hey, look, there's your girlfriend Susan.
Oh, stop it. Now I can finally fly and get you home, filled with the memories of what our friendship's done.
I wish you could have stayed.
Sometimes things just don't work out that way.
But this is not goodbye,
It's just so long. Do you think we'll see each other again?
Oh, absolutely.
And our kids can meet and play together?
Yep, just like at the end of How to Train Your Dragon 3.
Oh, I love that movie.
Wait, your kids don't eat people still, do they?
Oh no, we're vegetarians now.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, we only eat dogs.
Wait, what?
Terriers mostly.
Oh, so you're vegetarians.
That's what I said.
That is not what you said.
Well, what do you think I said?
Vegetarian, like not eating meat?
Well, we are eagles.
No, I get that. You need protein, iron.
Yeah, plus it's yummy.
Sure.
But not as good as human.
Okay, now.
And that was it. That was Goodbye, but well, So Long But Not Goodbye by Sancho Panda and Ruby Heart. Absolutely phenomenal piece of music. Y'all cannot mute yourself. Wait, hold on. I muted. Y'all cannot mute yourself now. my beautiful beans, my beans in audio.
I'm sorry, it's delayed for us, so it's not done for me yet.
Sorry. Alright, Ruby, can you tell us a little bit about that song and how you kind of approached it?
Yeah, so Sancho was the one who wrote it, and previously we had done a song called Me and My Agro together that was just a parody. So at first, when he approached me and asked me if I would be a part of this project, I thought it was going to be another parody, but it's an original, completely created by Sancho. And the way that he approached it, what he had said was everything that's in the song is either a reference to some of Theo's highlight favorite moments from the game, or it's about different members of the community. So it's really meant to be a love letter, not only to Theo and how much he loved The Last Guardian as a speed run and as a game, but just the whole community as a collective. So that I think we were really trying to approach it just being as aware of the fact that it was about friendship and about the journeys we take together, rather than just thinking about it as a song. So that was a really big part of it.
Yeah, beautiful. And you
Mhm.
played the role of Trico in that song, correct?
Yes, I did.
How did you approach that kind of personality when it came to the vocals?
Uh, I think part of it was about making the character of Trico seem very gentle. Once Trico comes out of the spell and hypnosis, he's a very gentle creature overall, unless he really has to be violent. And I think just focusing on the like peaceful side of Trico's nature and of the Trico and boy relationship was really important for the song. It's very light. It's very about just looking back on it and smiling.
Beautiful. And I know Sancho can't be here right now. He's has to do something important with his family, which is unfortunate. But I'm sure he's gonna watch back and be smiling with tears filled his eyes. So we'll just pretend that Sancho's here listening, and we're gonna be talking at Sancho, but in the future. So we're gonna be doing some stream, um, time traveling essentially. Those who don't know, Sancho Panda has actually been helping me organize this marathon. He actually helped me with some layouts, and he was just essentially like a community dad to everyone throughout this time. Obviously, when we got the news in the Discord on the 15th of July, a lot of us were incredibly just shocked and heartbroken. It's one of those things that just comes out of nowhere, and Sancho Panda by far, going out of his way, messaging everyone, see if they're okay. He was giving active advice on healthy ways to grieve, healthy ways to cope, making sure that everyone was eating, drinking okay, just doing general well-being checks on community members that he knew were affected the most by this loss. And again, Sancho coming out and actually making that original melody for the song. He was working incredibly hard, mind you. Sancho also works full time. He has a family. He's also had important things like jury duty during this time, which has been also very emotionally tugging for him. So I don't think we've kind of given enough credit to Sancho behind the scenes. So if I can get some love hearts in chat for Sancho Panda, that would be incredible to see. But yeah, Sancho is absolutely amazing being, and we don't deserve. Well, we don't honestly deserve his kindness. I think without him, I don't think this marathon would have even been possible. He's been a complete like rock to everyone in the community in this time. So thank you so much, Sancho, for everything you have done for us, and I'm sorry that you couldn't be here to give some final words for the ending ceremony. I will say that Theo and Sancho were also very close as well. So yeah, Sancho was hit pretty hard by the news, and despite all of that, he was still putting his neck out for everyone else, almost putting everyone else's emotional needs in in front of his, which is just his selflessness, sorry, is truly remarkable. And yeah, just massive shout outs to Sancho Panda. And we actually have another piece of music. But I do believe Blackberry, you wanted to give a statement first before I played the music. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
yeah.
Awesome.
So there's a little bit of background I want to mention before we play this video that I uh, did in order to provide some context. So Theo and I had a lot in common when it came to Last Guardian. So I considered him my TLG brother. I instantly felt a kinship with him over our shared love for Chico, but it was really more than that. For both of us, the game introduced us to the speedrunning community, as it was so far the only first and only game that we ran. It was Theo who urged me to join the Team ICO Speedrun team. And for a run that lasts, you know, 3.5, 4 hours, when I got onto the any percent board, we had times within a minute of each other. So this is a piece that I started putting together a few weeks ago as a lament for Theo. It's a piano piece, but I wanted to do something that was like inextricably tied to The Last Guardian. So it was written using portions of Takeshi Furukawa's score. And for those of you that run the game or anyone else that's familiar with the story and its music, you might be able to recognize some of the selections that I've used because there's a significance to the order in which they're played. In the beginning, we have music that plays during one of the most heart-wrenching parts of the game, which is the cutscene in which Trico desperately tries to wake the unconscious boy. Now I know we're all trying to keep it together as it is, and I'm very sorry, but bear with me. Uh, this section represents, you know, the helplessness and loss that we're feeling now. But as the music grows, we start to realize that Theo's legacy lives on not just in what he did, but who he was as a person. So the music transitions to the part of the game where the boy nurses a wounded Trico back to health, and we come to understand that who Theo was as a person affects us as a community, however big or small. Theo's interactions with us enhance our lives for the better. So the final section of the piece, we hear the choir of the epilogue, in which in the game it's revealed that across much distance and time, Trico and the boy, who's now a man, still have a connection, even though that it might not be immediately apparent. So this, I feel, is something like Theo's relationship now to us. So finally, the last few notes in the piece are actually at the very beginning of the game, which is not only a reference to a speedrunner's compulsion to start the game over from the beginning when it ends, but also to represent that an end, any end, is also a new beginning. So, in a lot of ways, this piece ended up being more than a lament and a farewell. It's a reminder that even though loss is painful, we can remain positive and cherish those connections that we share. This piece was written for Theo, but it's really about all of us. So please keep that in mind as you listen. And thank you.
Yes. I have the video up. Is that all good with the piano fingers and the screenshots? Is that the
Yeah.
Yep, beautiful. Ta-da! Scuffed. Alright, so if everyone could I'll mute my mic as well, be nice and silent, and enjoy the video. What's an incredible video in dedication to Theo. That was incredibly beautiful. I need to unmute my mic. There we go. That was beautiful. Blackberry. Thank you so much for making that piece. That was just incredible. I didn't listen to it because I didn't want like spoilers. Whereas the other song,
Yeah.
Sancho was kind of shoving it down my throat. This one I wanted to keep a surprise for the stream, and it is probably the best arrangement or tribute song I think I've ever heard for The Last Guardian. You truly
Oh,
your skill in
thank you.
mastery and capturing all the beautiful moments on the notes of the piano and just hitting those chords where it hurt essentially. That was phenomenal, and thank you so much. Does anyone else have anything to say about that?
That was perfect.
Thanks. I thanks for letting me share it. I want to thank everyone really for being so awesome and welcoming.
Absolutely. That was beautiful.
Yeah, this game is very emotional. It's very much a game between you know, as cringe as it sounds, like it's truly the game of like true love and friendship, where you know, despite worlds divided, the boy and Trico, man and beast, two very unlikely companions, fight for everything, and you know, they're able to look out for each other, protect each other, and yeah, they even inspired a fanfic that Theo made. I'll post a link in the Discord to it as well.
Yeah,
Theo
I
was
read that. I
yeah,
read that fanfic after I wrote that song, and it just amazed me how connected it was. Actually, the whole idea about you know, a connection being formed long after the events of the game.
yeah. So I unfortunately didn't get to read much of the fanfic because it just stung too much in time. But I will post a link in the Team ICO Discord. The name of the fanfic is absence makes the heart grow fonder, and even just from the first few paragraphs, you can really tell not only was Theo a very creative and talented writer, even in the case of making fanfiction, but also just like it really gives you an insight to how he perceived the video game as well, because after all, The Last Guardian was probably his favorite game of all time, and it truly did mean a lot to him. And again, I will post the fanfics. It's definitely not for the faint-of-hearted, but I will definitely have to give it a read at some point after this marathon ends. Yeah, I'm still like flabbergasted by that piece of music. What made you choose what piece of music to use in the arrangement, may I ask?
Well, you know, like I said, I really wanted something that was connected to the game because he was, you know, very, very fond of it as I was. And I honestly, actually, I hadn't listened to the whole soundtrack all the way through until I started to do some, you know, work for this piece. So, and when I did, it was just kind of like it was screaming at me, like, you know, it's like, oh, this is, you know, write something that goes along with this, because I think you know, it's a really good way of, you know, making something Last Guardian related.
Yeah, 100%. And the Last Guardian soundtrack, I will say, is also on Spotify. So is the Eco soundtrack, not the Shadow soundtrack for some reason. So you can listen to all the original pieces of music that featured in Blackberry's arrangement. You can find those in Spotify. You can find it on YouTube as well. But yeah, if you have it on Spotify Premium, you get no ads, which is lovely. And again, the way Fumito Ueda kind of is as a director is that he kind of picks and chooses key emotional moments in video games to use musical pieces on, and that's how he kind of went throughout production of all of his video games, so Eco, Shadow, and The Last Guardian. But The Last Guardian definitely has the most orchestral, modern sounding instruments, notes, keys. I think it was actually recorded by the London Symphony Orchestra. I remember seeing that somewhere, which is
I
also
believe that's true.
which is also super cool. So it's actually like a really, really big music production. So it's actually amazing that you kind of bought out the element as well for your music. Whereas Sancho is the master of the ukulele. You really, really did hit hard with a big thematic piece. So again, thank you so much for that, Blackberry.
Thank you. Thank you.
If anyone has any statements that you've written up or would like to read out, Aiden?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I tried writing some stuff out quite a few times, and it was tough, and I kind of rewrote it and just broke it down because I didn't want to go dragging on for too long. But yeah, my name's Aiden. I had the pleasure. Sorry.
Right.
Just give me a second. Okay. I had the pleasure of being an online friend of Theo for just about a year. In that short time I knew him, it didn't take long for Theo to become someone I really looked up to. He was everything I respect in a person, someone who's, and as someone like me who strongly dislikes most people. Theo is one of those special souls who I wanted to be around to laugh and learn about life. I have many fond memories of Theo. Theo streamed on Sundays, and I'm so happy that sometimes I blew off my responsibilities to hang out with Theo in chats. We had great times joking, talking about his favorite game, work, food, movies, just lots of fun stuff. In the last year, I haven't been able to be as active speedrunning and being in the servers I would have liked. And when I got my daily chance to check in what was going on, Theo was always there, front and center, helping people, posting TLG art, making that server literally my favorite place to be. That made me so happy, and we were so blessed with his presence. When I was on Twitch, just randomly some night, I'd check out a random Last Guardian playthrough. 9 times out of 10, Theo would be there, making a complete stranger's day better. My heart goes out to his close friends and family, and everyone he made a difference for. I want them to know that Theo was so special to us. I'll never forget him, and I look forward to meeting him in some other place and time. I love you, brother. Thanks.
That was beautiful, Aiden. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Aiden.
Oh. Oh. Right, don't forget, everyone. Like, just remember to breathe. Oh. Again, it's alright to show emotion. It's alright to be grieving. It's alright to be hurt. You know, it's all a very difficult time for a lot of us. And you know, we're all here for each other, supporting each other, and that's one of the most important things about being in this community together. For sure. Okay, I've got some tactical tissues as well, so just in case things do start getting incredibly messy. So if you'll want to take a moment to get any kind of tissues, get a drink of water, before we carry on, please do. I'll just give us all like a quick minute of silence starting from now. Ah, okay, mic's definitely on now. So I hope everyone's got tissues, some water, maybe grab a blanket, just so you have something to decompress and relax on this very emotional, very emotional ceremony that we started having. I went and looked through some other statements and words that others have shared publicly, and I would just like to take a moment to repeat a few words that other members of Team ICO Speedruns have sorry, the other members of Team ICO Speedruns have come and said as well. So from Sable Dragonrook, for example, she remembers Theo's presence was always a joy in her own community. I remember Theo being really active in Sable's Discord, and Sable actually commemorated Theo by giving him a special role and changing his server name to a blue color, which is Theo's favorite color, and then giving him the title of Trico's best friend. So yeah, shout outs to Sable for putting in that work and effort as well, and for keeping him in memory like that. She wanted to she wanted to know that many of us are appreciative of his company and that he will always be remembered fondly. Again, Theo was in a lot of eco-related discords as well, and he was incredibly active in a lot of them, so he touched many people's hearts far and wide. But in Sable's community especially, because Sable's the main TLG runner, the TLG mama, essentially. I know those two were very close, and he just loved hanging out in a Sable's chill cave. So if you're not part of Sable's Discord, I would also highly recommend you join. It is a very wholesome, lovely space, and there are plenty of people in there who who will listen and just be there, have a good time. It's a very, very cozy, very wonderful space. Even Stocky, that Stocky mod of Team ICO, recalled some happy memories and conversations, despite some non-TLG runners not exactly being too close or communicating so well. He said he remembered fondly chatting with him, loving the art that he posted in the art channel, So yeah, that's a few things Stocky shared. We also have a few words from Simon. Simon remembers talking to Theo since October of last year. Met him on a different server actually, and DM'd him about The Last Guardian, which he was curious about at the time. He remembers Theo being incredibly passionate about the game, and actually got Simon to buy and play the game and encouraged him the whole way through his playthrough. Which it's just an incredible we've already said Theo was in a lot of people's Twitch channels, you know, helping with playthroughs,
going on now.
just being supportive.
Give me like 20 minutes.
Hold on 1 second. Just gotta fix audio there. There we go, we should be okay. Awesome. We've had also condolences from the Foxy Jira. Yeah, so also it's actually a pretty incredible amount of community members who've just come up and, you know, said so many wonderful words. Now I also want to say as well, so everyone knows how Theo did a GDQ hotfix run, and it was Smooth Operative, who was the showrunner, and she was actually doing commentary alongside Theo for that particular run. So it was literally just Smooth and Theo in the VC. It was Theo's first marathon run ever, like his first marathon run or speed run on a stage was GDQ, like hotfix, which was incredible. It's the 2016 time capsule. It is on YouTube and you can watch it at any point. We did a watch party earlier, excuse me, but if you missed it, I would highly recommend going back and watching that. And Richard, who was also tech for the GDQ run, that also had the pleasure of working with him during that hotfix, and people from outside the community have had nothing but just wonderful, kind things to say. It's always like repeating the same sort of phrases, how Theo was just so generous and accepting and kind. You know, I know you hear it a lot, but that's kind of how you know it's a genuine thing. Yeah, and I don't think he's awake right now, but it was Pastor Nachos, who was one of Theo's closest friends online, who actually was the one who delivered the news to us in July. And I know Nachos had something written out and that he had to go and rest before we started TLG, but unfortunately he is in Australia and the time zone difference is a little bit out there. I know Nachos had something he'd written and wanted to read out, but unfortunately he's just not here at the moment. If he comes in before we close the ceremony, we will make room for him 100%. Nachos had nothing but amazing things to say. Again, Nachos was also offering to help with the marathon any way he could, and was also very supportive, very lovely to talk to. Very good emotional support, 100%. And yeah, Nachos and Theo used to joke around a lot, just like brothers. And I remember one of the jokes that he posted in a Team ICO was like, "You cannot out pizza the Hut." And now every time I think about Pizza Hut, I'm gonna think about out pizzaing the Hut. I know it's stupid, but my goodness. Yeah. So the entire community is really come together a lot. And just want to check with Ruby or Temp, is there anything you two want to say before I start going on a massive ramble again?
I just have a very, I mean, I didn't know Theo very long or very well, but I think other people have already said this as well. When his name popped up in chat, I always smiled. Again, whoever's chat it was, he was always just there being supportive. And from everything I've learned about him, I think the world was a better place for his much too brief of a presence in it. So rest in peace, Theo.
I know that when I would get really frustrated with speedruns and not getting an exact perfect time, something going wrong, there were so many times where Theo would show up in chat, and sometimes it was just for a minute or two to say hi, and other times it was hanging out for hours, just talking about our day, things we liked, music, and he was just such an incredibly kind and down-to-earth person. And it's been said so many times by so many people in the community, but he'll be missed. He was an incredibly kind soul, and we're really lucky that we got to spend as much time with him as we did.
Thank you, Ruby. Right, I'm gonna leave my statement for last, but before I do get into that, I have a lot of things to shout out as well. So I want to thank every single runner, every single commentator, and every single host whose cat is scratching a box. Wonderful background noise. I want to thank every runner, host, commentator who's been in this marathon with us all. You have all done an amazing job representing the community and helping raise a hell of a load of money over just 2 days for an absolutely amazing cause as well. Like, y'all are so incredible, and it's so impressive when you see a community of people. It's not even like, you know, a massive speedrun community either. We're actually very small in comparison. You know, we're not, you know, a Dark Souls speedrunning community or anything like that. But despite all that, like, we're all so close knit together, you know, pretty much like a family online. And in times of need, families do come out and support each other, no matter how far apart you may be. So you guys are amazing. Even your little beans in chat. Thank you all so much for being here, for listening in, for chatting. I want to thank every single person for donating, even if it's a little, even if it's a lot. Your donations are going to help hopefully save lives and improve the lives of children who are surviving strokes and living with cerebral palsy. That's such an incredible charity, and I'm incredibly happy that we went with something that also affected Theo personally, and that, you know, hopefully we can, you know, use what we can do and go fast in video games to make the world a better place. You know, it's kind of funny. Some people, you know, they don't really know what speedrunning is. You know, they don't see the point in speedrunning. You know, some people talk smack about it because they say, you know, speedrunning's ruining the authenticity of the game. And marathons like this really go to show, you know, speedrunning's so much more than that. It's about coming together, and you can even do such amazing things like we did the past 2 days. And it's just been absolutely incredible. Rudy, I would have to shout out like so many people in the Team ICO server. So if anyone who's just joined the stream wants to give out a personal thank you in the server, I think everyone involved would really appreciate that. You know, give them all the highlights of the marathon, your favorite clips, bits, you know, just tell everyone what you've like appreciated from them, runners, commentators. That would be beautiful, and spread, you know, some more love and positivity, because I know that's what Theo probably would have wanted. Anyway, I have a few more things as well. Obviously we played more than just Team ICO games as well for the first time on this channel. And so we played Pray for the Gods, and I just really quickly want to say a big thank you to Lynod, who is a writer for Pray for the Gods, and they actually made an announcement in their server to bring traction to this channel. And by announcement in the Praise server, I mean not the Praise Speedrun server, I mean the Discord server with how many hundred people? Or even 1,000 people, or more than 1,000. I'm not even sure. That's a lot of people. That Lynod just pinged to bring all this attention to try and support this Theothon, and I am very grateful that we got this support out of nowhere. They also contacted the devs of Pray for the Gods, and we actually got 10 Steam game keys to give away to try and help promote to try and help get more donations into the charity. So I want to thank all the devs of No Matter Studios for your generosity in that giveaway. It's actually mind-blowing that, you know, devs of a game that's not even Fumito Ueda related, you know, wanted to help out in some way, shape or form, and just, you know, literally gave out 10 copies of their own game for free. You know, they're losing profit on that, but they just wanted to help out, so it's just absolutely phenomenal. Thank you so much, No Matter Studios and Lynod, for all of your love, help and support and donations during this marathon. I'm also going to shout out the Beyond the Forbidden Lands server, who also gave us a shout out and announcement on their main Discord server. Again, I'm not entirely sure how many, perhaps hundreds, over 1,000 people on that server that just got pinged and told, come into this event that's going on at Team ICO Speedruns, it's for charity, and also for just general the support I've gotten from the devs of that fan game as well. It was really a shock when I kind of looked at Discord and found other communities, even somewhat linked, you know, really chip in. It's just mind-boggling. You don't think for a second that you can, as one person or such a small community, that you can make such a big impact on other people. But, you know, in times of need, it's incredible to see how many people will come together for an amazing cause. So yeah, massive shout outs to Beyond the Forbidden Lands for just being so supportive even out of nowhere. It was completely unexpected. I want to thank whoever. There's been a bunch of people on Twitter as well who have helped share awareness. I cannot list names off the top of my head, and if I would just be listing name after name after name after name. There is too many people to give credits for. Maybe next marathon I can actually like get a credits animation or something. But yeah, we've just had an amazing turnout. I've had to raise the donation goal 5-6 times already. And I'm shocked. I'm just speechless of everyone's sheer generosity in this event, and just the amount of people that the amount of people that Theo touched personally, who, you know, reading some of the donation messages was actually incredibly difficult as well. Oh, just give me 1 second.
Take your time.
A good time to also shout out Usurpering for all of the amazing hard work that you put into this and just making this entire thing go. So take the credit yourself too.
Yeah, if I wouldn't have been able to do this without all of you behind me helping me. So really it's more of a community effort than you think it is. This wouldn't have happened without all of you here supporting me, you know, emotional support in the server, and, you know, personal support. You know, just thank you all for that. And I've almost lost my place now. I think I was on about some of the wonderful people who came out and donated. I remember Theo's brother came into the server and was incredibly deeply touched by the sheer amount of people who came out in support after the news, and he seemed pleasantly surprised by the amount of people that Theo, had this gigantic impact on. If that doesn't tell you anything about how special he was, I don't know what else to tell you. We obviously offer condolences to the family. I remember Nachos telling me that even his father was surprised by the amount of online support he was getting, and so I really hope we can pass on the news to his family that we managed to raise all this money for charity in Theo's name, and I really look forward to seeing their response as well. I really hope that we did him proud and that his family will be happy and feel that, he's never truly gone, his spirit is going to. That his spirit is going to live on through us. When we run the game, we're going to be running the game with Theo. Like today, we all ran the game with blue robes. We all ran the game with different blue shades of Trico, in just to remember him by, so that even though he wasn't with us in person, he was still with us, in spirit. We were carrying him through the game, so to speak. It would be amazing to also make this a yearly thing on the anniversary every single time, so that, he's gone but never truly forgotten. We will continue to try and do all these amazing things, and we will try and respect and keep up his legacy that he's left on, his appreciation for all the arts, the music, and the game as well. And I guess, just to build a more personal note, me and Theo was doing commentary for a Trigger-Effector run that I did on really, really Longathon's Twitch channel for their charity event, and Theo was the only one who could join the commentary because of how stupid o'clock it was at night, and Theo just again smashing commentary, and I've said his way of commentating games is different to ours. He sees it from a more optimistic and artistic point of view. He doesn't necessarily see it for just skips, glitches, time save. He sees it for, what it really is, bringing this art to life and showing it via speedrunning, via skips. Even if, I was bad at Eco and Shadow, he was just so supportive, absolutely incredible, and his just love of TLG when I booted that game up, it's just... Yeah, at some point I think that VOD will be on YouTube, and when it is, I'll try and highlight it in some way, shape, or form, because that would have been Theo's last appearance on a speedrun stage, and yeah, I don't know if I can bring myself to watch it back on Twitch yet, but yeah, I will have to do it eventually, and he was always, supporting me in my chat. Whenever I played the game, he was just so positive. He was just like ray of sunshine, essentially. Honestly can't think of like any flaw in his mannerisms. He always put you first. He was always more concerned about you, how you were feeling, than, you know, his own needs, even despite fighting his physical illness, which I just find is absolutely incredible. Just absolutely phenomenal. And we bonded a lot over talking about things like, you know, B-stars or food or like things we watch, shows, etc. Yeah, we actually had like a fair bit in common. But unfortunately, due to time zone differences, I wasn't able to watch some of his last streams. And I know it's like not nice to say, but I don't think I'll ever forgive myself for that.
No, I really don't think we should. You know, we can all look in hindsight of what we could have and should have done, but you know, I think it was really enough for you know, Theo knew that we were there for him. You know, there's this and vice versa. So you know, there's a lot of things that you know, we can say that we wished we could do, but you know, there's just a lot of things that, you know, when you don't know, and especially if, you know, because I didn't know at all that Theo was having, you know, medical issues at all. Like, you know, so when I got the news, it was just flabbergasting for me because I'm like, wait, where does this come from? Um, you know, but I think it really hammers the point home for me that um, you know, just because, you know, our lives are so, you know, um, you know, any one of us can go at any time for any reason. It's not necessarily something that you can plan for. So really the only thing that you can do is to just, you know, sort of live the best in the moment as much as you can. Um, and that's what I take away from this.
Yeah. You know, whenever the tragedy like this does happen, you always think, you know, what could I have said? What could I have done? But unfortunately, you know, life is very cruel and sometimes bitter. So I know it's stupid to sometimes blame yourself, but again, it's also a natural part of the grieving process and just getting through that as well. Is a completely normal feeling. So if anyone else is also feeling something similar, it's totally valid and completely normal response to losing someone, you know, someone who close to you, someone you love. Um, you know, especially something so sudden and just completely brutal, to be honest. Um, no one could ever be prepared for that kind of emotional, you know, trauma and damage that follows, and it's very important that yeah, much like Aiden said in his own words, really hoping that, well, I hope first of all that Theo, some way, shape or form, is able to still be with us, watching us. Maybe he was watching this event, all these runs. So I really wonder, you know, what wonderful things he would have to say about it all. I'm sure he'd be very happy and proud. Yeah, very happy and proud of us all.
Absolutely.
And again, I really do hope that I'm not necessarily religious or anything, but I really do hope that there is something or someone up there so that we can all meet together in the afterlife. So that someone is never really truly gone. Right. Right, unless anyone has anything else that they want to add. Yeah, I think we've come to the end of this ceremony.
I think what we should do for Pasta Nachos is if he ever writes down what he wanted to say, we can post it in the Team ICO Speedruns server under the announcements channel, so that it can be there for anybody to look at.
Yeah, 100%. I'll just shoot him a message. It's very unfortunate that Pasta Nachos can't be here, and again, I just want to give him a massive, absolutely massive shout out. It's actually tragic that he can't be here right now to say what I want to say, but again, you know, he'll be able to say it at a different time, and we'll, you know, keep the VOD highlighted, keep this all to share with other community members. My brain just isn't functioning with sentences the past like half an hour. Words are hard. Okay. Is there anything else anyone would like to give a special thanks to? To leave on, you know, try and leave on some good positive vibes?
Thank you everyone who participated, whether it be as an organizer, a host to help with reading donations, a runner. Just thank you for helping us make this a really great event to raise money for a good cause in honor of Theo.
Yeah, I'd just like to say, you know, this isn't an ending; it's just another beginning. And I know I'll make sure to honor Theo, not just once a year, every day, in our thoughts and prayers and in our hearts.
Man, that tissue is really coming in handy.
Tactical tissues.
Yes. It rolls off the tongue. Alright, before we Jamie wrap things up, again, I've been reading all your wonderful, kind messages in chat. Again, thank you all so much for stopping in and watching. I'm still in disbelief, to be honest, that it's come to an end and that the marathon's been such a success amongst all of us, and it really goes to show, you know, what we can really do if we put our mind to it and what we can do to help others. That's definitely the takeaway, you know. One thing I think I learned from Theo is that, you know, we are put here to bring joy and positivity to others in all ways, shapes and forms. So even though he's no longer with us to guide us through his way of thinking, I'd like to just kind of honor him in that way, that we should all be more respectful to each other, more loving to each other. We should all be more positive to each other. Yeah, and more considerate of others around you. You know, think about, you know, have a bit more sympathy in your words. Sorry. Sorry. And really, you know, just do what makes you happy and do what makes other people happy. You know, we we don't know how long we're here for. We don't know how long other people are going to be here for, and we should definitely keep a hold and cherish of what we have close to us and what we love, because we don't know how much time we have left with that. So it's definitely a very important lesson I'm sure we've all learned the past month, for sure. That's one of those things that's very difficult to end, because part of you doesn't want it to end. But hopefully next year we'll be able to make Theothon 2 twice as big, twice the size, twice better, just better overall, more donations, maybe even another charity, more runners. Maybe we can just help more people, actually have an event centered around him. It's just amazing, and I really don't want to just have this be a one-time thing. I just don't want to forget.
Well, I think this might be a good time to say about some future events coming up. Then I know that at the end of the month, Sable Dragon Rook is doing participating in Flame Fatalis for GDQ, Last Guardian any percent race on the 25th of August. Also, we have Ruby Heart doing Flame Fatalis run on the 26th, Shadow of the Colossus Boss Rush Random. And so we've got that to look forward to. And then on September 2nd, we have a Shadow of the Colossus any percent race between Tic Tac and Stocky on the Speed Docs Twitch channel. So yeah, we've got those events coming up.
Yes, no matter what, the community will still push through and keep moving forward. Right, and I think with that note, it is time to end the stream. Again, thank you all so much for all the love and support we've gotten. It truly does. It means a hell of a lot to everyone here, and I'm sure, again, that Theo would be completely, utterly delighted with what everyone's put together. So shout outs to everyone just being heckin' good beans up in here. Shout outs to good beans. It's truly amazing. Yeah, so it'd be a shame not to raid someone as well, definitely. So one thing I do want to note, I'm actually going to raid. He's a speedrunner, and he actually inspired me as well to do this marathon, because he also does his own personal charity marathon. His close friend unfortunately passed away during an epileptic fit, and he uses Tiltify to raise money every year in his honor. And I think without him as an inspiration, I don't think I would have had the sheer idea to do this event, and I wouldn't have known how to do it. So yeah, we're going to be raiding Twilight Princess speedrunner called Swift Dyke, and we're just going to give him some, hopefully, love and positivity that we've had all day today. Yeah, without Swift Dyke, I don't think I would have been able to do this charity marathon, because of, just an absolute inspirational speedrunner, ally and member of the community, Zelda Speedruns